What's up, guys? Welcome back to the review space, and today we review last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. It would be March 5th, 2012, and here we go. Alright, so the first segment we got HBK and Triple H having a promo in the ring, and this felt like a really long promo. I think it was like 20 minutes. That's what it felt like. Really long promo. All of it just a self-serving thing. Both guys giving each other HJs, you know, I'm sizzling, tugging away at each other's ego, so to speak, and stroking each other's thingamabobs. But all of it, this entire 20-minute thing was just a big, long thing. Ultimately, HBK saying he's a guest referee at WrestleMania 28. And that was it. He's the guest referee. Oh man, I honestly, I'm not even excited for this match anymore. Like, I don't even if HBK is referee, what does it matter? Why do I care? Why am I supposed to care? I don't really have any interest in this. Okay, second segment. Next up, we got Santino versus Jack Swagger for the United States Championship. Basically, we had a couple of interference attempts by Dolph Ziggler, but Santino was able to somehow manage and latch on, and we would get Teddy Long, and him and Kofi Kingston would come in and sort of try to be the, I guess, ringside assistants or ringside backup, because Jack Swagger had Dolph Ziggler and John Laurinaitis. At the end, Santino schoolboys Jack Swagger, and then he wins the United States Championship. Can you believe that? Santino Marella, your new United States Champion. Oh, snap. Teddy Long, he ended up kicking out John Laurinaitis. I was wondering why he was in charge of Raw tonight. I didn't even really get it. I guess it was just a one-night only thing, and then the next episode of SmackDown, I guess, John Laurinaitis is in charge of SmackDown. Alright, third segment, we got The Rock cutting a promo about John Cena. It was one of those pre-recorded ones. And he was throwing away John Cena's merchandise, making fun of John Cena, of course, on the Boston Harbor. It was a Rock's history lesson, and he was using Boston Tea Party as the historical references and whatnot. I thought it was a good one, and I thought it was a good promo. It was entertaining. It felt very Rock-ish, circa, well, Rock. I mean, it wasn't like his last week's promo. He was stumbling a little bit last week, and it just felt weird. It was more Dwayne Johnson-y last week. This time, it felt more very Rock, and oh, the Rock's back, and this is the Rock that we all know and expect to see. Fourth segment, we got Eve quickly dispatching and burying Alicia Fox. Alright, so the heelish Eve, Zack Ryder at the end of the match, he returns. Zack Ryder returns and says, "Broskis before HOSKIS." And it looked like, Zack Ryder got the upper, the last laugh or whatever. Like, he's like, oh yeah, he's back and he's finally over Eve or whatever. But at the real end of this segment, backstage, you can see Eve going up to Zack Ryder, and she kisses Zack Ryder. Eve kissing Zack Ryder right there. Zack Ryder looking astounded, and Eve walking away with a smile on her face. Devious woman. I'm actually enjoying this Eve run. It's quite entertaining. I'm digging it. There's something about Eve where she's a heel and she's using people like Zack Ryder, these clueless buffoons, and it's just, I think it's entertaining, and I think that Zack Ryder is back to being Eve's proverbial bitch, I guess. He's gonna sort of be slavish to Eve. Alright, next up we have a dramatic Cena promo in an empty arena. He was talking about WrestleMania 28, and it was actually a little bit more dramatic than usual. Very quiet, and very ambient environment. The Rock was just basically, I should say, John Cena was talking about The Rock and his match, and he's basically going to win. I mean, it's basically just a WrestleMania 28 promo. Next up, we have a tag team match: CM Punk and Sheamus against Jericho and Daniel Bryan. This was actually a decent match, probably the best match of the night. Jericho ended up pinning Punk, and the heels won. I noticed though that Daniel Bryan really lacked in this. Like, his presence was so weak in this match. He barely got in any offense. I mean, he was getting pounded the whole freaking match, just getting beaten, taking all the damage, taking all the hits and the bumps, and he barely got any offense. He just looked really almost insignificant in this match. I mean, it was all about Jericho, CM Punk, and even Sheamus looking strong, but Daniel Bryan looked absolutely almost insignificant. All right, what else we got? The Rock cutting another promo, this time using Paul Revere references. Yeah, it's still pretty funny. Maybe not as funny as the first one. And so the next segment, we have Big Show against The Miz. Cody interrupts the beginning of the match. It was a WrestleMania 18 footage. He was showing Big Show and being like this happy dude and antagonizing Big Show further. I guess they're supposed to be having a match at Mania, Big Show against Cody. I have no idea. I mean, as much as I like Cody Rhodes, I don't know if... I hope he wins. I mean, I hope he beats Big Show. I mean, I don't see any reason for Big Show to win and sort of kind of, look good and give the win to him and give him the focus. But it could be one of those things where Big Show ends up, it might be his final WrestleMania match or something. It could be something like that, and then maybe Cody Rhodes puts him over, but it doesn't really hinder Cody Rhodes' career. I mean, I think that Big Show at this point, he definitely doesn't have a lot of years left, if any at all. I mean, I can't see Big Show lasting too long in the WWE. I think that Cody should win, but I just don't know. I mean, this feud just sort of came out of nowhere, and I heard that Shaq was supposed to battle Big Show. I don't know what happened with that. But if Cody's in a WrestleMania match, I mean, it's good. All right, we have another Rock history lesson. This one I couldn't even understand what he was talking about. I just didn't even really get the historical references this time. All three history lessons, I think the first one was the best, and then the second one and the third one just felt like, okay, enough already. Let's just see you in the arena. We want you in the arena. I think the third time just felt it was overkill. Like he just did it way too much, and I think that as the night wore on, the fans they cared less about the history lesson promos, I think. Alright, so I think we have, okay, this might be the final match. R-Truth against Kane. Yes, and it was a squash match. Kane goes over R-Truth easily, but then Randy Orton comes in, RKO's Kane, gives him an RKO, blow! And I should say, Randy Orton, he says, it's good to be back. And it looks like they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. I predict Randy Orton to win over Kane. I mean, that's just, it's pretty easy. Because Kane already lost to John Cena. Kane's at that point in his career where he can put other guys over. It's amazing, just a month ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, everybody was, like, talking about Kane's new look. And, like, how Kane has this new attire and he's back and he looks so menacing and devastating, and he had this, credible feud with John Cena about, he could have won, he could totally beat John Cena, and then the whole thing about John Cena turning heel, what happened to that? I mean, that was it. That was the end of it. I mean, Cena goes over and Kane loses, and now he's in a feud with Randy Orton all of a sudden. I don't know. And finally, we have a segment between John Cena and The Rock. In-ring promo, face-to-face, in the ring. Both men, they trade insults back and forth. John Cena actually throwing some pretty good insults towards The Rock, I thought. I mean, he had some good comebacks and some good lines, and I think that he at least won some of the crowd over, and I thought that he had some good insults. I thought that he actually shined on the mic, and this is the kind of talent that John Cena has. He's a pretty good mic worker, and it's just that we never get a chance to see it that much anymore because for some reason, that Thugonomics thing, after they killed that in 2005, we haven't seen it in so long that it's like, oh, this is what John Cena's capable of. The Rock calls John Cena his bitch right at the near the end of the segment. The Rock leaves then, okay, his music playing, but then John Cena cuts another sort of final promo when The Rock was gone, and he actually had some again further good insults. He was good on the mic, he had good delivery, I think, and the crowd was really into him. And the crowd, this Boston crowd, I think it was Boston, right? They definitely cheered John Cena. John Cena got so many cheers, it felt like 2005 all over again. Like, John Cena hasn't been cheered this much in a really long time. I haven't seen him get cheered in years. And this, I mean, wow. Now, of course, there's that element of, okay, he's got his hometown favor, and, he's the hometown hero, you know what I mean? John Cena still looked good. I mean, I think he still had good delivery, and The Rock, the way that they're booking these segments, it feels like they're making John Cena look even better. Like they're trying to cut back on The Rock. Like there was no need to make The Rock look so mumbling and stumbling, and they even addressed it this week. You know how he like last week he was Dwayne Johnson and he was really kind of awkward, and it was just a bad 20-minute promo. They didn't really need to do that. Why would they do that? To make The Rock look bad. They're trying to make The Rock look bad. They're trying to take away points from The Rock, trying to make him look bad, and trying to bury some of his awesomeness, so that at least John Cena looks better, and as the weeks go by, they make him look better and stronger. So when WrestleMania comes around, people are still going to boo him for sure, but I mean, they're still going to kind of... when John Cena wins, when John Cena beats The Rock, it's going to be like, oh, okay, so he is credible, and it's just going to make John Cena look better. Like, I think that they're trying to really... They're trying to give John Cena the most credibility they can give him, honestly. I mean, even John Cena, in his little loner promo, empty arena promo, and he was talking about how The Rock was gone away for so many years only to find a worthy opponent in me, basically what he was saying. So, all these years, The Rock never came back, and then he finally found somebody worthy, John Cena. And then, so again, these little subtle drops of putting over John Cena, and little thumbs up to John Cena, and small subtle thumbs down to The Rock. And hey, if anything else, I mean, when I look at The Rock, I see an older Rock. I don't see a Rock in his prime, and that's the thing. I'm able to separate my favorite 1999 The Rock. That's my favorite. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing a late 90s Rock. I'm not seeing The Rock in his prime. I'm seeing an older Rock, a late 30s Rock, a guy who's pushing 40, going up against John Cena. John Cena, who's the current face of the WWE. It's just a different era. It's such a different generation. They're gonna use The Rock to make John Cena even, to put him even more over, basically. They're using older generation, older stars to make the younger stars look better. And I think from a booking standpoint, that's a good thing in terms of WWE, like the business, make sure it's about the younger guys. The younger guys go over, but it's definitely a lesson that Triple H has to learn. Guys like that, these dinosaurs, Hunter, I mean, the younger generation, they're the ones they're the future of this business. So, I mean, honestly, at this point, I'd rather see John Cena against Undertaker. John Cena against Undertaker. I think that's a much more exciting match, to be honest. And if it's going to be The Rock, I would rather see like Randy Orton, Randy Orton against The Rock. There's so much more to build up. I can understand that, they've already done Randy Orton kind of against The Rock like they did. I think that, 2004 they had Batista and Randy Orton against The Rock and Mick Foley with Evolution going over. That was so many years ago, and, as a singles match, that would be more exciting for me, The Rock against Randy Orton. Overall, I thought the night was pretty decent. It was fairly exciting. Some good things happening. I thought that the Eve segments was good. I like that. And we're just gonna have to wait and see the rest of the build up, I guess. But I think that it's pretty clear what's gonna happen now when they completely announce every single match for WrestleMania 28. It's gonna be kind of obvious who's going to win, who's going to lose. So that's it for this review of Monday Night Raw. And until next time, ciao.